It's right back where it was, as expected. There is kind of more or less nothing to do right now. We'll shut it down. That was cool. All right, we're going to see. You know it's never going to work, but Jay has a way about things that sometimes these flip out. Oh, it's fancy. I didn't know that. Jay has a way about him. And there's no way this power supply is going to work again. But, you know, you don't know. You got to just look. Maybe you just needed a little juice from something else, you know. That's not true. Let's disconnect this supply. Because this is kind of ridiculous. We got the RAM upgraded. That was fruitful. We got hard drives here. I should look to see which is SATA 1 and SATA 2. I'll look based on where they're plugged in. No, too much work. Just to put them back right. But we got to look up huh? Oh, that's an odd one. That'll throw somebody for a fucking loop. Apparently, this power supply is made by ASUS. It's an ACBEL or ACBEL, ACBEL. We're going to leave all of the drives power disconnected. It says right here, ASUS part number, blibbity blobbity blue, but we're more interested over here at that CN number, because that's a Dell sticker. Revision 01, A01, sorry. Total 120 watts max. Yeah, that's high-end. All right. I'm sorry, that was on the 5 and 3.3 rails. It's a total of 250 watts max, or whatever it wants to be today. We're going to plug it in again and watch it not work. Okay, there's absolutely no sense in doing this, but I will, only because we're here. What if we just flip the voltage supply switch and then switch it back before I apply power? You know, dirty contacts can do shit. This is not the right tool for doing this, and it's not, it doesn't like it that way. Oh, maybe he did it. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, it worked. Okay. So, I don't like how that is, but it's still not going to work. So, we'll try it. Yep. Still kind of that dim green light, and there's no chance in hell. Yeah, totally dead. So, bad power supply. Great. I'll look that up and let you know what I find. Alright, here's the verdict. The verdict is not good. The easiest solution would be to replace my machine with this one, but I need a USB to PS2 adapter. I have one. I had a second. I don't know where it is. Might be in the drawer there, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. Because I have an IBM Model M and it's PS2, and this don't have PS2. I should take the video editing rig as my machine and use this as a new video editing rig. But that's all set up and configured. You know, it's ready to go and it's working. So leave well enough alone. I know we're still dealing with Windows 7 and that's deprecated and everything else that goes along with that shit. This machine might barely run Windows 10. But for now, that's not really an issue, and we'll get to that at another time. I looked up parts for it. You can get a power supply. There's two that I found. I just looked on Amazon. I didn't even bother with Fleabay. $30 for a Chinese replacement, brand new, or $23 for a refurbished actual Dell brand one, that, you know, an actual Dell one. This is a Dell one, even though it's AcBell, you know, whatever it is. That one actually says Dell on it, but it's compatible and all that. So, yeah. Gonna order a supply, and we'll try that route, because I think that's the least invasive, instead of trying to get the video editing rig out of there and doing a whole, that's a mess. So I think that's the best solution, and then when it comes time that I'm going to have to go to Windows 10, we're going to pray that this thing will run it. And it's got 6 gig of RAM now, for what it's worth. And, you know, when it comes down to that, then we'll deal with it. But for right now, I think we're just going to go with that. As far as the power supplies go, I think the best course of action is to order both. Because that way I can have one in here. I'll probably put the refurb in it and keep the China one as a spare, because it's brand new. Not that it's going to last and probably just die in storage, but yeah, that's there. This is full of dust, the heatsink, so that's good. I should blow that out, but we'll worry about that when it's time to replace the power supply. Also found a video card, something that'll fit this. I need nothing really, just for dual monitor support. And if I'm going to end up using this in the office, I don't even need it. And this would be perfectly fine alone. If I wanted to get a video card, $34, something like that. I don't mind spending the money on it. It's not that or anything remotely close to that at all. I don't mind it. I need it, so it is what it is. It still won't work. Yeah, it's still broken to dead. Alright, well, we tried anyway. So, did that try to spin the fan? No, it didn't. It does nothing. So that's where we're at. I need to get a power supply for this. I think we're just going to end the series here, because otherwise all you're going to end up seeing is my taking out 3 screws and doing everything we just did here. And that way this can be a drop-in replacement and will work for the time being. And if it will run Windows 10, especially, because that was the other thing I wanted to mention, the video editing rig is kind of purpose-built for that particular, everything is working, leave it alone kind of thing. I should have a machine that's a bit newer, and it would be wise to do that. So if I have to, I can upgrade this hopefully to Windows 10, and we'll just see how bad that is. I think when it comes down to that, I'll swap out the drives for an SSD. I could try it now. I don't want to invest the time. I have a working system otherwise, so it doesn't pay to go any further or do any more at this point. I can have the supply in 2 days, which is fine, because the interesting part about it is that program that I need to run is still up and running, loaded in memory, and works. But as soon as that program is closed, or the machine crashes, or I have a power outage, it's done. So that's kind of where we're going to leave it. And in the event that I can't get the thing to work with a USB to PS2 adapter, I could change keyboards if I have to. I have plenty of others, and I have things I can do. But I could also just swap the machine. So we're just going to leave it off here. I'm going to close this back up, put everything back together. And that is going to wrap this up. This sucks. I'm still kind of interested in that other machine that's a little bit lower spec. That would also be a suitable, it's faster than what I got, that Pentium 4, so I could do that, but either way, I need something up and running pronto. So that's kind of where we're going to leave it. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and remember that the original premise for this channel was computers, and I kind of don't do that as much anymore because I retired from that. I don't need to, things have been working and now I got a problem I got to deal with, so now I'm back in full gear. But hey, it is what it is. Shit happens. It sucks, but hey, that's the deal. So slam this back together. I gotta put the hard drives back. I'm not going to hook the power up to them because there's no point. They got to come out again for me to plug power in, but hey, it is what it is. We'll get it up and running one way or another. And otherwise no downtime, because the video editing rig can do everything that my office machine can, just not as comfy as in the office. That's all. Alright, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.